Hey guys, Cam for 15 back out with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another One Piece anime episode review for you guys. And yeah, now the reason why I did not review the episode this Saturday was because I went out to the Angels baseball game with a friend. So, I enjoyed it, had a good time. The Angels won, thank God. And yeah, anyways, this episode is crazy. Just from what we see here and what we get in here. And this was probably my favorite part of the Egghead arc when I was reviewing the when I was reading the manga, not reviewing it. There was a few chapters I did review, but um just reliving this but in anime form, it's crazy because this is when the story goes from like 0 to 100 like absolutely real quickly. And it's just, you get so many revelations in this flashback about Mary Geoise and what happened during the events of Reverie after Sabo basically, found Kuma and everything. It's crazy. So let's get into it. This is episode 1117, titled Sabo Returns, the Shocking Truth to Be Told. Now, the last episode we got left off on, which was 2 weeks ago, you had it where Sabo came back to the Kamabaka Kingdom. He reunites with all the revolutionary members. We find out he ended up actually saving the people of Lelucia after the explosion, after the world government used their explosion, or used a device to destroy the entire island. And essentially, because of it, now they got no home, and those people of Lelucia are going to join the Revolutionary Army. So you have it to where Sabo, Dragon, and then Ivankov, they're having a meeting and everything because Ivankov and Dragon want to have a meeting with Sabo to find out, like, okay, look, dude, what was going on? What happened? Please tell us the truth. Did you really kill King Cobra, or are you not? Now, one of the first things they make the mention is like, because of Sabo's, act in doing that, it created some kingdoms actually, or countries having, I guess, revolting against their government and just starting to up an internal revolutionary army. And basically, there was citizens of like these 12 countries that basically were encouraged by the act of what Sabo did. And we find out that only 8 of those 12 countries were actually successful in overtaking their government, overtaking their country, and basically spreading the word, I guess you can say. I guess you want to say gospel about the world government. You can say that. Now, Ivankov calls this the 8 country revolution. Basically, he asked Sabo, like, hey, did you see this? Now, Sabo's kind of shocked. He's like, oh, really? Now, Ivankov's like, look, your act essentially made the world a better place and everything. But essentially, Dragon does make the mention, the fact that this news hasn't been put out in the papers yet. It hasn't been put in the World Economic Journal yet. Now he goes on to say, but 7 nations that brought about the revolutions are declining both to pay the heavenly offerings to export natural resources to the government, which is actually a good thing for them, because by that logic, the world government won't be able to get the resources they need to like get food and shit like that for themselves, because people are not paying the tribute to do that. They're not paying, like, I guess you could say, their tax or whatever. Now, they have it to where essentially, because of it, the Revolutionary Army's also doing their job and attacking some Navy ships and things like that. So then those resources also don't go to Mary Geoise. They're probably saving it for themselves and everything. So yeah, which again, it's crazy. They make the mention that Mary Geoise is so high up on the Red Line that it's basically an impenetrable fortress. So that's kind of the thing right then and there. Now it's funny because Ivankov's like, well, now those people are gonna find out what it's like to live with no money and no food and no resources and shit like that. Now they're really gonna see what, common folk have to go through. Essentially, so that's the thing. Anyways, now you do get an interesting statement from Dragon. And basically Dragon is talking about the fact that basically since the supplies are being cut off, it's gonna start to torment them, and because of it, eventually they're gonna have to do something about it, because he does make the mention like they're not people that are just willing to um endure just nothingness. Now Dragon names drops these people called the Holy Knights, and he basically is like, okay, yeah, these people are not going to stand idly by and just let these resources just be taken from them. They're going to do something about that. And he basically alludes to the fact like shit won't start getting real until the group of people called the Holy Knights start showing up. Now we only see silhouettes of these people, but it seems like the Holy Knights must be somebody, or these people that live in Mary Geoise that must be very strong. So that's a thing that Dragon is very clearly wary of, and is like, look, we're doing the right thing, we're taking the resources, but listen, let's not get too celebratory now, because if they unleash the Holy Knights, well, it sounds like they could be a problem. Now, will Luffy and company ever encounter these Holy Knights alongside the Revolutionary Army? We don't know. Well, you would have to envision that they will at some point, but yeah. Anyways, now Sabo is like the Holy Knights. Now it's funny because Ivankov calls him Flame Emperor Boy, and basically Ivankov's like, look, one, Sabo doesn't like the nickname, and Ivankov's just like, listen, the world government's basically after you. You're their number one target, and basically, Dragon makes the mention of like, well, look, the reason why they call you Flame Emperor Boy or Flame Emperor Sabo is because of what you apparently did with Cobra, with the fact that apparently you assassinated him, and people took that as a rally cry to rebel against governments and stuff like that. Now, Dragon does make the mention that, typically you do have your bad kings, but you do have your benevolent kings that are actually really good and they're fine, and Cobra is actually one of them. So that's the thing, right then and there. And it's kind of nice to hear that Dragon knows, like, okay, there's some kings that are good, obviously there's kings that are bad, but he knows that there are kings that out there in the One Piece world that are good. Now Sabo just goes on to say, like, well, with him dying, that's kind of the thing. But Sabo's just like, I understand that Cobra died, but honestly, I'm fine with him dying, because, if it kindled the flames of a revolution, then, hey, him dying might be the best thing for us. So that's the thing. Now, basically, what happens is, Ivankov's like, all right, Sabo, tell us what in the blue hell happened. And he slams down this newspaper, and the newspaper has it of Sabo standing over the dead body of Cobra. And Ivankov, obviously he's been broken by this ever since he heard the news, because he's like, look, we need to know the damn truth. Or did you actually kill a pretty damn good noble? Or did you just, out of spite, or did you just kill him for a good reason? Essentially, you go. Now, Sabo basically, you just see it in his eyes, and his eyes start quivering. He's like, I'll tell you what happened, because what I witnessed that day is unbelievable. Now, the narrator goes on the fact that, the revelry happened about a month ago, according to the timeline in the One Piece world. So basically, when everything was getting hectic and everything, you just have all the Celestial Dragons basically just like losing their shit over what's been going on with the Revolutionary Army. Getting involved. They're just dragging their slaves. You have one Celestial Dragon whipping the slaves, because one of the whole goals of the Revolutionary Army was to go up to Mary Geoise and then essentially essentially not only free slaves, but when they saw Kuma, it was to also save Kuma as well. So they went up there to go free the slaves and everything. But again, some of those Celestial Dragons are like, what in the blue hell is actually absolutely going on over here? Like, we got intruders and everything. You have this detestable Celestial Dragon. he ends up like whipping this one old like slave of his, and he looks like he's about to like kill him because he ain't doing much of anything. But then you just have it to where one of the Revolutionary Army members, they end up getting into the fray, and I'm looking through the episode. Um, hold on. Um, Hold on a quick second. I'm about to see his name. I should have had notes of his name. Um, you have it to where Karasu ends up getting involved. Karasu ends up getting involved. He's the revolutionary member. He's the captain of the Northern Forces. He's the one with the devil fruit abilities. It's called the suit abilities, which he can like change his body into like birds or crows and everything, right? And he comes in the way of stopping the Celestial Dragon from shooting his slave down, and he gets involved. All of a sudden, after he does that, he handles some other, CP0 members, and then he takes them down with ease. But then he senses the presence, of Fujitora and Admiral Ryo Kyugyu, the Grassman, so that's kind of the thing right then and there. Now, you'd also have it to where you see, um, we do see Morley and I'm trying to remember the other guy. Morley and let's see. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I should have notes of these guys. Whatever, Morley. Anyways, Morley and the other revolutionary one, the one that looks more like a. I should remember these characters' names, but whatever. Anyways, what happens is you just have it to where the admirals, they start getting involved in what's going on right then and there, and basically you have it to where Fujitora knows that something's coming and somebody strong coming. You have it to where Fujitora is fighting up against Karasu, essentially, and Fujitora and Karasu are just scrapping with each other, and it's kind of left off right then and there. And then you just have it to where Morley is fighting up against Admiral Ryo Kyugyugu, and Ryo Kyugyugu is going. I know I'm not pronouncing the name. He transforms into his big like tree form, and everything, and basically he's telling him like, how dare you go against the Celestial Dragons. Now the thing is the fact that you see both him and Fujitora somewhat holding back because they're fighting in Mary Geoise, and basically there's all these like different Celestial Dragons around and everything, and they're like, listen, we can't freaking go all out, because, well, number one, we don't want to hurt the Celestial Dragons because we probably could get kicked out of the Marines and probably should be arrested, but also this is the Holy Land of Mary Geoise. We can't go all out fighting here. So in a weird way, they're kind of at a disadvantage against obviously Revolutionary Army members they're going up against. So that's the thing right then and there. Now we see you do have a funny moment. Morley is just like, why do you keep staring at me all this type of way, and why do you keep saying these suggestive things? And he's like, wait, do you like me like that? And then you just have it to where Admiral Ryo Kyugyugu is just like, hell no, bro, I don't like you, I hate you. So that's the thing. Now we do cut out to the outside, and we actually see members of CP9 who seemingly are enough now. I think, but they're now CP0 agents now. They're just basically observing what's going on and just talking about like the fact of like, oh, the animals can't go all out and everything. Well, it's none of our business anymore unless we get told to do anything. But it's interesting. We see Jabra, we see Caulifla, we see Choppa Papa guy and everything. I forgot these characters' names and stuff like that. But it's nice to see them. The fact that they have been upgraded from CP0 to CP9 to CP0, absolutely crazy. So they didn't stop doing that stuff either. So yes, now Sabo's been running around and he's looking for Kuma, and basically he's inside Pangea Castle. Now, one, we find out that Charlos is also still pissed off about what the Don Quixote celestial dragon did, about basically hitting him to not take Shirahoshi away. One, we find out that Charlos, this man is not gonna give up on Shirahoshi. Is just not. He wants Shirahoshi that damn bad. So that's just more fears for Shirahoshi right then and there. So that's not a good thing. And remember, some of the world nobles are still there. Now, personally, if I was Neptune, I would have got Shirahoshi and said like, or Shirahoshi, go back home, because I'm not trying to have you be a slave to a celestial dragon, right? So you actually have it to where, what's his face? One, we see Julie Bonnie, because remember, Julie Bonnie was here on Reverie as well. Now she's running and she's also looking for Kuma, which is her dad. So that's the thing. Now we cut over to a familiar face and we see Vivi. Now Vivi's walking down these flight of stairs, and basically you have Lucci there. So Lucci's there, and he's basically telling Vivi, he's like, hey, you need to go back to your room. There's a lot of shit going on right now. Now Vivi's like, please, I could care less about that. Especially, you know, you're telling me to do this now, but you didn't want to step in and you didn't want to do your job and save Shirahoshi, and everything. Hold on a quick second, guys. Okay, sorry for that. Anyways, yeah, Vivi's just like, you didn't do anything to save Shirahoshi, and I know damn well they're gonna go after her again. So Vivi already knows, like we saw in the scene earlier before we got to that scene, that Charles is gonna continue to try to get Shirahoshi to basically be his. And essentially Vivi's just like, Ninja, you guys are CP0 agents, even if they are celestial dragons, you know she's of royal blood. And she should not be able to be taken by these dudes, and you just want to stand there and do nothing. So I don't know what Vivi's gonna do. We know Vivi is with in the current timeline, we know Vivi's with Big News Morgan. Now how she ends up being in this, we'll find out. Now if you also remember, Eam also looked at a picture of Vivi, so he was interested in Vivi. So whatever Eam has plans for Vivi, it only means something happens in Vivi in this arc to where she finds a way to end up with Big News Morgan. Now the episode ends off on a cliffhanger with the fact that we cut from Vivi to her father, Cobra, and essentially Cobra's being wheelchaired over by Pell. And basically, he's going to have a meeting with the 5 elders, the 5 Gorosei members, because he wants to have all these truths answered to him from the events from the Alabasta arc and everything, right? With the poneglyphs and stuff like that. So he's very excited to have this meeting with them, because it's like a high honor, because it's like, it's rare of people to get that honor to even speak with the Gorosei, which is crazy. So yeah, anyways, they wheel him up to the door, and basically just have it to where these knights are like, all right, only Cobra is allowed in here. You guys have to go, scram, go away, bye. And Pell and I think his name is Chaka or whatever his name. Yeah, I think his name Chaka. The other attendant to Cobra. They're like, wait, you know, we have to serve under him. Let us through. And the knights are like, no. The 5 Gorosei only made mentions to meet with Cobra. He didn't mean to go with you. So either you guys gotta go, otherwise we'll get physical. Now Cobra tells Pell and Chaka, like, look, you go take care of Vivi. You know, deep down, she can be a very mischievous, you know, one. She still is young. So he tells them to go. He wants to handle this on his own. And that's where the episode ends off. And yeah. So usually, you know, I think we're starting to figure out, okay, maybe it isn't that Sabo died, but it's clear that it's more than likely setting up that the 5 Gorosei probably killed him, and they're framing Sabo for it. Because legitimately, if they told if they told, well, one, let's just get it on. Let's just be honest. One, for a king to have an audience with the five elders and probably live to tell, especially with the questions that he wants to more than likely ask him, which probably is touching on subjects in regards to the Void Century, probably. There's no chance that the five elders, the five Gores say, are gonna let Cobra go free. So prediction probably is the fact that the five elders probably kill Cobra, frame it on Sabo because Sabo was in the area or some by whatever means, and essentially Cobra's gonna find out too much information about what's going on now. In the next episode preview, he walks through the door and it looks like Cobra's walking through the door where the five elders are at, and the five elders are at the one throne room, you know, because Cobra has this belief of the fact, like, you know, we're the world government, nobody is the alter, the highest up, rules over the entire world. And if that, you know, and in the next episode preview, we see the Gores say standing there under the chair, or under the throne. And if Cobra's seeing this, well, then that makes a bunch of sense to say, like, okay, yeah, Cobra probably gonna get killed, because if the Gores say we're gonna let this man walk out after seeing the one throne, he would probably be like, the world government isn't what they say to be. And they know Cobra to be of somebody of, you know, they know Cobra to be somebody that, well, he may ask too many questions. They're like, well, we got to take him out. So yeah, but anyways, very solid episode of One Piece. Glad to have One Piece back after their little 1 week break and things like that. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button if you want to get more One Piece content or any other anime content uploaded to the channel. Till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or night watching this video. Till then, guys, peace.